What better for a Tuesday evening than a little NBA action on 2K Sports? With Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Brent Barry, this is Brian Anderson. We'll be hearing from Allie LaForce from the sideline. Allie, take it away.
Hey, Brian, it's not often one team loses a superstar big man and immediately welcomes another. But that's been the case with the Pelicans and Zion Williamson. Last season, he tied the record for most consecutive 20-point games, shooting over 50% from the field. 25 straight, alongside Shaquille O'Neal. Brian, impressive.
Outstanding. Thanks, Allie. A chance to check out the Phoenix Suns' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll face off against John Wall and the Houston Rockets. Then on Friday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the Chicago Bulls.
The road is never the highlight of your schedule for any team. But for these guys, it is a chance to go out there, test themselves, and see how well they gel outside of home court. It could be a very valuable experience.
All right, now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Bridges and Crowder holding down the forward spots. Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt. And it's Ayton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Pelicans, Ingram at the 3, Zion at the 4. It's Graham and Alexander Walker at the 1 and the 2. And it's Valanciunas in at the center position. So Phoenix will get the first possession. And the matchup at center tonight bears watching, Brent. When you look at the evolution of that position, what do you see?
Well, I think more agility and more athleticism. The centers have to catch up with the speed of the game. And now their skill set, BA, is not on the block back to the basket trying to find opportunities to score. It's playing on the perimeter, not just shooting, but making plays.
And how about the mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And that kind of rejection early on energizes your squad. The coaching staff just loves this kind of hustle.
Off the inbound pass. Oh, and the jam by Ayton. Ball against Graham. Now here's Williamson. An important scorer for this team, averaging around 25.5 a game. Outside Ingram. Clock is at 3. Here's Alexander Walker. Three-pointer off the mark. Ball against Graham. Pass to Ayton. Nifty move. And Ayton with the stuff.
Yeah, Ayton out there playing poker with the flush.
Now here's Williamson. Covered by Crowder. With the 7-footer. And that one hits the back iron. The Suns have gone 2 of 3 to get this one going. Here's Booker. That one no good. Now New Orleans takes it the other way. This game following their win against the Rockets.
And you could see it from the opening tip. I mean, that game was going to be a dogfight throughout. But they made the plays they needed to down the stretch.
And it's Phoenix's ball. First quarter, just over a minute and a half in. Crowder outside. Ayton, the screen on Williamson. Crowder, the pass to Paul. Takes a 3. Williams grabs the board.
Defense dodged a bullet that time. Total breakdown.
An incredible leader, Chris Paul, is so much talked about leading up to last year in their appearance in the finals. There's a reason why he's one of the greatest point guards of all time. Second chances are a great measure of what a team is doing in terms of their effort on a nightly basis, and that was some serious effort there.
Now here's Paul, a go-to option for this team. He puts up nearly 17 a game. Shoots over Valanciunas. Got a hand on it.
You got to be aware when Valanciunas is in the area. He's capable of sending your shot back.
Bridges against Ingram. New Orleans needs to hurry. Late clock. Graham for 3. Phoenix grabs the miss. And Paul, as you mentioned, the quintessential leader in the NBA, Brent.
Well, you think about selflessness at the point guard position, and Chris Paul has been about that his entire career. And he knows the game inside and out. He's remarkable.
Booker, the pass to Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton dangerous in the pick and roll just because as a big, he can get off of that screen so easily.
Williamson with a screen on Booker. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jay Crowder. That's his first foul.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Valanciunas with a screen on Paul. 6 on the shot clock. Outside for Ingram. Launches a 3. And Ayton pulls it down.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. You just missed it.
Down low. Crowder, the pass to Ayton. Outside Paul. Shoots over Valanciunas. Tipped. Graham against Paul. Pass to Alexander Walker. And here's Williamson. Over Crowder. Arms length from the hoop. He knocks it down.
Well, the key to defending Zion in the paint is don't let him get the ball. After he touches it, damage is going to get done.
Now here's Bridges. Well, he hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure that'll change.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
Ball against Graham. Oh, it's no good. That would have tied it. The Suns have gone 3 of 9, struggling so far. Bridges outside. Graham against Crowder. Ayton with a screen. From 17, Booker, good.
Tough to guard Devin Booker on a quick pick and roll with his size and speed. He can be very dangerous in these sets.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Pass to Williamson. Williamson with a screen on Bridges. And he's going for the oop here. Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
Well, I like it when he goes vertical, but I like it when he stays there. How about Zion getting up?
Phoenix, timeout.
Who wants a free t-shirt? I can't hear you. Make some noise. All right, look who's coming to the court. Come on, get up and get loud for your Pelicans dance team.
It's a completely new group for the Pelicans. And the Suns will go for a different look here. McGee, he's checked in for Ayton. Saric comes in for Crowder. Johnson, he's checked in for Bridges. And Payne is subbed in for Paul. McGee passes to Payne. Now here's Booker. He's covered closely. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
Finishes like that are pretty impressive from Devin Booker, who we know is a great outside shooter.
Satoransky outside, driving in, and that one drops. The Suns have gotten 5 of 11 shots to go. Up top, Booker. 20 points for him last game against the Lakers. Unable to get that one. And it's New Orleans taking it the other way. Here's Temple. Booker defending. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Satoransky outside. Back to Hernan Gomez. And good. Coming on the assist by Satoransky. And it's a tie ball game.
Willie Hernan Gomez does things the right way, this time executing in the screen and roll.
McGee a screen. Booker attacking. And it's rejected. Hard against Johnson. Pass to Hayes. Outside Hart. And that misses. That would have put him up.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he laid it straight up and in.
Now here's Booker, a dangerous offensive player. His scoring average stands at almost 30 a game.
Is it getting cold in here? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
Here's Temple. Five to shoot. Pass to Hart. From deep. From beyond the arc, and then some. And the Pelicans lead by 3. The Suns shooting just 36% here in the first quarter.
Unlike a lot of NBA players, Josh Hart spending 4 years in college and eventually winning a national championship in 2016 at Villanova.
Now here's Šarić. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him.
In the first 2 minutes.
Outside Hart. Here's Temple. Back to Hart. Stolen by Payne. And now the Suns. Fast break. Johnson with it. Hernan Gomez there. McGee passes to Booker. Just 4 to shoot. Driving inside. Oh, no good. The dry spell continues. You know, and talking about Hart, we hear a lot of the same praise about him now that we heard when he was at Villanova. Brent, the talk about his maturity, his leadership skills, excellent.
Not an accident coming out of that program, and you could see the way that Josh Hart just dedicates himself to helping young players coming into the league. Just a great teammate overall.
And that one's good. Temple.
I just love the ball movement.
Who wants a t-shirt? All right, look who's coming to the court. Come on, get up and get loud for your Pelicans dance team.
And the Suns making a change here. Kaminsky's checked in.
Pelicans dance team.
And with a moment here, let's see the league's top scorers. The fourth spot held by Devin Booker.
He's proven to be an essential part of their offensive efforts, always playing hard on that end and ensuring they come up with points.
The Suns trailing. Outside Payne. Pass to Šarić. Back to Payne. Picked by Kaminsky. Payne, the pass to Kaminsky. And the shot's good.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the three ball.
New Orleans has gone only 1 of 4 from three-point land. Here's Satoransky. And we've got 28 seconds left in the first. Shot clock at 5. There's the drive. Good work defensively by Kaminsky.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Payne on the bounce. Count it. And it's now just a 1-point Pelican lead.
And this kind of distribution is something that Devin Booker is only going to improve upon.
And here's Satoransky. Fires for 3. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Pelicans ahead, leading by 1. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this. And he's always been a coach on the floor. Chris Paul is a communicator.
With anything, whether it's business, work, relationships, whatever, it's communication. And I think that's something that we're doing an amazing job of right now. And that's communicating, talking through things, and making sure, even when it gets tough, that we continue to communicate.
CP3 never shy, Grant.
Never shy indeed, always holding himself and his teammates accountable.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Pelicans so far?
Well, it's simple. Rebounding made all the difference in the first quarter. They really got after it.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
Alexander Walker and Ingram are on the wing. Zion at power forward with Valanciunas at center. And it's Graham in at the 1. So that's the group out there for New Orleans.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, good from Ingram. And Grant, your dad played pro football. You think that players who grew up around pro sports have an advantage?
Yes, B.A. Obviously, being around a professional athlete, understanding the dedication, the sacrifice, the work that goes into it, really, I think, helped me at an early age as I was developing in a different sport.
Both free throws good from Ingram.
It's been fun watching Brandon Ingram's scoring stats climb. He's a guy who can really fill it up, whether he's inside or outside of the arc.
Out of bounds. New Orleans will have it. A moment here to see the numbers for Zion Williamson.
Over the past 10 games, his effective field goal percentage has really taken a tumble. In layman's terms, his offense just isn't as well-rounded as it could be right now.
You know, Grant, what's really impressive about Ingram's scoring is what he can do on those nights when he just goes off.
Yeah, we've seen some explosive stuff from him on the offensive end from time to time. Now, when he's dialed in, he can absolutely torch you. You just wish he could perform at that level every night.
The shot by Ingram, no good.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. DeAndre Ayton being the #1 pick in 2018, his potential is obvious. With this team on the rise, he's looking to impose his will on a nightly basis. Ayton said, quote, "I know how hard I work and what kind of a player I am. I'm trying to take over every possession, being more dominant every game."
Oh, scary thought, Allie. Thanks. Crowder, he's checked in for Kaminsky.
Williamson. Shooting one.
One shot.
There aren't many players that have come into the NBA as a consensus #1 pick like Zion Williamson did. Nobody was passing on this fella.
Bridges outside. Yes, and it's Paul with the assist that time. Bridges has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Graham, the pass to Ingram. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Here in March, things are heating up. Let's check out the teams in the West. Taking a look at New Orleans. Right now, they rank 3rd in the conference, aiming for a high seed in the postseason. And checking out Phoenix, they are way behind in their conference.
You know, for New Orleans, they've been terrific throughout the regular season, showing they may be just the team to beat in the postseason.
And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got his 5th rebound in this one. In that 2019 draft, Zion was a prize that every team in the lottery was hoping to win, Grant.
And that added a lot of excitement to that night. I mean, you've got a once-in-a-generation talent like Zion, the lottery becomes a major event.
Ball passes to Crowder. Ayton with a screen. Crowder with it. Guarded by Valanciunas. Stolen by Valanciunas.
Well read defensively. That window closed so fast.
Pass to Ingram. Rebounded by Payne.
And a struggle for him tonight, but if they can make this lead hold up, he can just chalk this up as one of those nights.
Now here's Paul. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Yep, that one goes.
Chris Paul not afraid to go inside, play amongst the trees, and still find a way to score.
Pass to Valanciunas. Outside Ingram. Clock at 6. Back to Valanciunas. Here's Alexander Walker. And the Pelicans miss again. The Suns have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Bridges with it. Crowder, the pass to Ayton. Over Ingram. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It's going to be on Brandon Ingram.
Assertive from Ayton, wanting to score often and then forcing the D right there at his size to foul him.
2 shots.
And it's tied up with that one. All right, Grant, in the name of player development, if you've got a young team that's effectively out of the playoffs, do you scale back minutes for the veterans, even if they're playing well?
I would think so. Obviously, if the playoffs aren't in the picture, it's giving that remaining part of the season a chance for you young players to learn what the NBA is all about. So giving them more chances to play, resting the veterans, might be the smart move.
And that one falls. That puts him up 1 point in the game now.
DeAndre Ayton, born in the Bahamas and came to the United States in high school to become one of the top prospects going into college and then becoming the first overall pick in 2018.
Now here's Ingram. An effective score for them, scoring around 21.5 points a game. Pass to Alexander Walker. Williamson with a screen on Bridges. Here's Alexander Walker. Ooh, Ayton with the block.
Ayton flashing some good movement there and great timing.
Crowder, the pass to Ayton. Ingram against Bridges. Ayton with a screen. Bridges on the attack. And Ayton, throw it down.
How about Ayton going up there and showing off a little bit of his skill with the half turn?
And that was our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, bringing you the sauce. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Let's go, fans! I can't hear you! The loudest section is getting free t-shirts! I need you to get a little louder over there! Let's see who's the loudest! Alright, look who's coming to the court! Come on, get up and get loud for your Pelicans dance team!
He's checked in for the Suns. And when you talk about efficiency, these are the guys that come to mind. Here are the league's best shooters so far. Second, Zion Williamson.
He's been fantastic scoring the ball, shooting it at a high clip.
And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
Yeah, I have no idea why he went with the fadeaway there. The defense was nowhere near him, and he should have just kept it simple.
The Pelicans trail. Pass to Graham. Outside Ingram. The shot won't fall. Nice D from Bridges.
He's lost his rhythm completely this quarter, but he's determined to stay after it.
Ball passes to Payne. And can't get it to go. Now 1 of 2. Well, New Orleans shooting a rough 29% from the field here. And that one's good. Williamson.
A little contact from the defense goes a long way for Zion Williamson.
Payne pass to Paul. Driving to the basket, and the rebound goes to the Pelicans. They'll take on the Spurs at AT&T Center after this one. It'll be the start of a 3-game trip on the road.
And Ingram gets so much better when he gets that aggressive.
Now here's Payne. He had 9 points in his last time out. Good D by Williamson.
Yeah, it's better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Ingram against Bridges. Now here's Ingram. Tight defense on him. Nice D from Bridges. And Mikal Bridges, man, has he grown in this league? Growing more and more deadly with that shot.
Yeah, I mean, he's increased the amount of threes he takes. He's gone from average shooter to a great one. A fantastic option to have out there on the wing.
Here's Graham coming off a Suns make. Here's Williamson. Here's Valanciunas. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. Graham against Paul. McGee, a screen on Graham. Pulls up at the elbow. Stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Alexander Walker. Now quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Ingram against Bridges. Shot clock at 6. Williamson with a screen on Bridges. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
And Ingram really can handle either part of that pick and roll. He could be the screener And he can roll, or he can score off. Nice option.
Will go for a different look here. Saric checks in for McGee. Kaminsky comes in for Crowder. Johnson, he's checked in for Bridges. And it's Devin Booker in for Chris Paul. Here's Saric. Well, he hasn't put up any points yet in this one. It's deflected, and they're able to recover. Johnson against Hart. Pass to Satoransky. Now Hernan Gomez. And good. Coming on the assist by Satoransky. Now it's a 3-point Pelican lead. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for New Orleans.
Well, in their first half of play, they're closing out aggressively. The block shots, a key indicator of their activity defensively.
The coaches always talk to defenders about good active hands. They've had that as well.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
Cameron Payne taking 2 shots.
And he makes a first. Graham's checked in for the Pelicans. Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, a great player on a great roll at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, Brian, the Phoenix Suns are enjoying a renaissance. Big man DeAndre Ayton said, quote, "From starters to the bench players, this team is well balanced, and we compete. We challenge each other every day. To be honest, it's the best team I've ever been on throughout my career. Guys, they are confident."
That they are, Allie. Thanks.
He's so dangerous from the mid-range. Booker's feel is uncanny.
Graham against Booker. Now here's Graham, tightly guarded. Just 5 on the clock. It's not going to go for him. The Suns go the other way with it. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Lakers in their last game.
And it was really the defense that got them the win. They had a plan scripted out, and it worked to perfection.
Well, good defensive game plan and then carrying it out for 48 minutes. That really helped them out in that last game.
To the inside. And Booker with the jam.
Now, he really gets up there. I mean, Devin Booker will surprise you and throw it down.
Pass to Graham. That's a foul called on Cameron Johnson. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul.
.127 left to play in the second quarter. Hard against Johnson. Hart goes in. Lays it up and banks it in. Hart's got 5 points.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Saric, a screen on Graham. Here's Payne. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Hart's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Now here's Satoransky. Booker defending. Outside Graham. He takes it in. Basket counts.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
Outside Booker. And rejected. Graham against Payne. Pass to Satoransky. Back to Graham. There's 21 seconds left in the half. 6 to shoot. Hayes with a screen on Johnson. Here's Satoransky. And it's off the back of the rim. No good. Right side Johnson. Outside Payne. Fires from deep. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Pelicans ahead, up 1. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
Welcome. First up, let's look at the 2 guys who are each leading their respective teams through the first half.
We've got a heavyweight clash on our hands. This is a star-driven league. You got 2 fierce leaders going head-to-head. Both guys trading blows as each one tries to will his own team to victory. So get some fresh popcorn ready.
And now as we take a look at the first half, we've got the New Orleans Pelicans in a tight contest.
The bench unit was an essential part of the puzzle in the first half. They really stepped it up in a big way, and that helped out. And now the starters can appreciate not having to carry the load on their own.
That's going to do it for us here at the half. Shaq, any last thoughts?
Well, Ernie, I'm thinking about a nap.
Man, that's the only thing you ever think about, man. Come on, big fella.
Well, always smart to keep a good work-sleep balance, I've always said. Shaq, work, sleep, a little of both. Work, sleep.
I'm Sully since 1989. What'd you say?
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. We're seeing a tremendous game from DeAndre Ayton.
Pretty much the entire first half, he was dominating down low, piling up a ton of dunks.
Yeah, there's not any guy defensively that was bodying him up or contesting the shot, so right now he's feasting.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. And so, in the game for Phoenix, Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt, Crowder and Ayton, the bigs. And it's Bridges in at the small forward.
And this is something he does all too well. Great position for the putback there.
And I like how he doesn't think twice about passing it out, just going right for the slam.
Oh, his competitiveness right now is why the teammates love him.
Booker. And Booker with the jam.
And Booker taking a little bit of it out on the rim that time.
New Orleans in the lead. And while it can hurt you from outside, Devin Booker has a very rounded game with his shot.
Yeah, last few years, Booker has taken more mid-range jumpers. He feels comfortable pulling up from anywhere in the half court. I mean, he's learning to take whatever the defense gives him.
And for the Suns, they're shooting the ball at around 42% for the game. Out to the wing. Here's Paul. Rebounded by Ingram.
I like the idea. We know we can make that shot, but the defense wasn't having it.
Williamson left side. Shoots over Bridges. Off the left rim and out.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range. Crowder was in high demand as a free agent in 2020, and a lot of people wanting his toughness on their roster.
And with Crowder's free agency, teams saw what he brings to the table.
He's a good defender, and he's relentless on that end.
Take a break.
He just brings that kind of toughness that a lot of coaches are relying on, and they know that's important in the postseason.
Ties it up, and his next one could give him the lead.
Crowder has done such a great job of carving out a career as being a tough and dependable defender.
And now they lead as the free throw drops in for him. And so it's New Orleans with it. Outside Grant. Crowder against Williamson. Williamson with a screen on Bridges. 5 on the clock. Throws it up high. Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
And right now, Zion just being assertive on offense, playing confidently.
Crowder a screen on Graham. To the middle. And Ayton with the stuff.
As long as passes are in that area, Ayton's going to get up and go down.
The ball's knocked loose. Outside Graham. Pass to Ingram. Williamson with a screen on Bridges. And the jumper is good at the free throw line. Ingram's got 10 points.
I'd like to see that as Ingram hits a shot from the mid-range. It's going to open some things up.
Crowder, the pass to Ayton. Back to Crowder. Ayton, a screen on Williamson. Ayton with it. The kick out to Paul. Here's an 8-footer. Another shot. Ayton, no good. The Pelicans have got 3 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third. Paul with a steal. And now we're 3 minutes into this third quarter of play. Right now a close game in New Orleans. Here's Alexander Walker. Booker defending. And they double up Williamson. Pass to Alexander Walker. Clock at 6. Drives to the hoop. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
At the line for New Orleans, Nickeil Alexander Walker. Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. McGee, he's checked in for Crowder. So he gets them both. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Bridges outside. McGee finds Ayton and stolen by Williamson. Pass to Graham. Over Paul. And there's Graham. That one's good. The assist from Williamson.
Something sapped them of their energy defensively since halftime. In the first half, out there scrambling, running, hustling. Since then, not so much.
Oh, it's blocked by Williamson.
The potential of Zion on the defensive end, man, it is limitless down there.
And a slam dunk by Ingram.
Things are starting to come together for them, and the lead is starting to grow too.
Coaches always talk about the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. They have definitely increased their energy level here.
Now here's Ayton. 12 points for him. Here's McGee. And McGee with the stuff.
That's a good find from Ayton, understanding the defensive scheme, and he just waited for his teammate to be open.
New Orleans calls timeout.
He recognized his players were fatigued and needed time to catch their breath.
For New Orleans. Hayes comes in for Valanciunas, and Hart subbed in for Graham. Here's Alexander Walker, taking a look at his production, averaging just over 8 points a game. Here's Ingram, gets himself open and drills it. Ingram's got 6 here in the quarter. The Suns trailing. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Oh, it's blocked by Williamson. A nice shot by McGee. The Pelicans have gone 6 for 9 in the half. Pass to Hayes. Outside Ingram. Hayes with a screen on Bridges. Shot clock at 6. Ingram. And the Pelicans get another bucket right there.
And right now, people wanting to tune in as Brandon Ingram is putting on a show. Think about the early part of Brandon Ingram's career, so long and so skinny, people worried about his frame and that he might not have the ability to put on the weight and deal with the rigors. That's not true.
Booker finds Ayton. Yes, and it's Booker with the setup. Booker's got 3 assists in the game.
DeAndre Ayton happy to shoot at that range. Nice stroke.
Here's Alexander Walker. Now Hayes. Ingram with the ball. Shoots over Bridges. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play.
Defensive foul.
And when it comes to Ingram's strength, Brent, he's proved it doesn't affect his ability to be a dominant scorer.
Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, of recent memory were guys that came in thin and wiry. People thought they were going to get pushed around. Ingram now doing the pushing, especially on the offensive end.
Hernan Gomez is checked in for the Pelicans. Satoransky comes in for Alexander Walker.
think Brandon Ingram, not only a great story in his own right, starting to find out just how capable he is as a talent in this league, but also for executives about being patient and letting that talent develop.
Tries it from the top of the key, and the Suns getting another bucket right there.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Pass to Hayes. Now here's Ingram. Hayes with a screen on Johnson. Satoransky outside. From outside the arc. That shot missing. The Suns go the other way with it. They've got the Rockets ahead of them next in Houston. That'll be the second of 2 games on the road. Knocked away. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Ingram. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
Oh, amazing indeed. And getting stops like that only encourages them to keep attacking on the offensive end.
Outside Payne. 6 on the shot clock. Top of the key. Some solid defense from Hayes. The Pelicans have gone 8 of 12 from the floor in the third quarter. Ingram against Johnson. Ingram into the lane. Shoots over Johnson. And that one's good. Ingram's got 13 points in this quarter.
Oh boy, the touch is coming back here in the second half. Percentages from the field much better than it was at the break.
Here's Payne. Blocked!
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Now here's Satoransky. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
Just level when B.I. gets up like that and just stretches out for 2.
They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
11 feet out. The shot by Payne, no good.
More often than not, cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him.
Hernan Gomez with it, and Johnson picks him up defensively. Hart passes to Hayes, and here's Hernan Gomez. Hernan Gomez sets a screen. Here's Satoransky. Hernan Gomez gets the bucket. And now a 12-point Pelican lead.
That play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Over to the left wing. Kaminsky, the pass to Saric. Over Hernan Gomez. And that one's long.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
To the paint. Hayes inside. He's guarded by Kaminsky. Hayes with a screen on Payne. And he lobs it up top. And finished off by Hayes.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
Well, this team did something in halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half. Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Pass to Hernan Gomez. It's hauled in by the Suns. Outside Booker. Now Saric. 23 seconds left in the third quarter to stop the run, and he lays it in.
Well, Dario does a nice job recovering and uses his size to beat out the smaller defender.
Here's Ingram. Kaminsky pulls it in. Kaminsky's got 4 rebounds now. From deep, Johnson. Well through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Pelicans ahead, up by 12. And don't go away. We'll be back in a few moments. It'll be the fourth quarter of basketball coming up next. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist to the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. It's Graham and Alexander Walker at the 1 and the 2. Hayes is out there with Josh Hart. And it's Valanciunas in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Here's Alexander Walker. Outside Graham. Back to Alexander Walker. Here's Valanciunas. Shoots over McGee. Valanciunas can't get it to go. Stolen by Valanciunas. Not going to go that time. The Suns shooting only 38% from the floor. Not great. Back to Paul. Oh, there's the alley. Here's Alexander Walker. Here's Graham. Drops in the layup for 2. And the Pelicans lead by 14. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Pelicans.
Their activity at the defensive end has been impressive, attacking and coming away with steals.
Well, you add to that their block totals tonight. They've been very feisty and active on the defensive end.
Doing what he can to help shrink the deficit, but it has to be a team effort.
Here's Valanciunas. Hauled in by McGee. McGee's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Hard against Crowder. Ayton, a screen on Graham. Here's Paul. And the deficit down inside single digits.
Deceptive speed from Paul there. You never know what he's going to do.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Valanciunas down low. Working on McGee. Valanciunas, good.
They're finally waking up from a sluggish first half offensively. This half, they've been much more efficient from the field.
Ayton, a screen on Graham. Paul drives in. Can't hit that one. Some solid defense from Hayes. Pass to Graham. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Here's Valanciunas. Ooh, Ayton with the block. Outside Booker. Here's McGee. Valanciunas covering. Paul passes to Crowder. McGee, a screen on Graham. Paul drives in. That's good. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter.
So tough to keep up with the energy of Chris Paul at the point guard position, especially when he's handling the rock like that.
Hayes with a screen on Paul. Outside Graham. Hayes with a screen on Paul. And there's the lob. And finished off by Hayes.
Woo! I just love that alley-oop slam.
Defense disorganized. Defense pays. Timeout call, the Suns. And you think about the draft profile of LaMelo Ball. Grant, the court vision has been as good as advertised.
I mean, he's just a gifted passer who sees over defenders. He enjoys making those flashy plays. He's been everything you want from a playmaker.
It's T-shirt time. All right, look who's coming to the court. Come on, get up and get loud for your Pelicans dance team.
Pelicans making a switch here. Williamson's checked in. And a change for the Suns. Bridges, he's checked in for McGee.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Monty Williams was saying to his team. He's been really discouraged by their effort. He said, quote, "It's about want to, fighting through the adversity. Look at yourselves and ask, quote, what can I do to help us win?" He's laying down the challenge.
Paul passes to Booker. Here in the fourth quarter, just under 2.5 gone by. Bridges outside. Clock at 6. The Suns need to get off a shot, and Ayton gets it to go.
Yeah, Ayton just swallowing up the defender there and then completes the play.
Hard against Bridges. Hart passes to Valanciunas. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup. Valanciunas has got 4 points this quarter. Paul against Graham. Ayton, a screen on Graham. Here's Paul. Oh, it's blocked by Williamson. Out of bounds. Suns ball as Phoenix keeps possession. New Orleans on D. They've led by as many as 14. Crowder against Hart. Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Valanciunas. And a nice finish on the layup. And the Pelicans lead by 13.
Setting each other up beautifully. I love it. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assist.
Paul against Graham. Paul can't get it to go.
He hasn't done a whole lot to help their cause today. They could have used more offense from him.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Valanciunas. That shot off the mark. Nice D from Bridges.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
Alexander Walker. Good. And Graham with the setup. Graham's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Strong pass there to set up the basket.
Booker finds Ayton. Ayton draws the double. Pass to Bridges. Outside Paul. Looking to end this cold spell. Hart passes to Graham. Here's Alexander Walker. The 17-footer. Oh, rejected by Ayton. Valanciunas down low. Covered by Crowder. Second shot opportunity. That's short off the rim.
Every player goes through this. When your shots aren't going down, it can ding your confidence.
Bridges with it. Guarded by Valanciunas. It's tipped. They get it back. Crowder. That's good. New Orleans calls timeout.
You could really see his squad was losing steam. Smart timeout to give them a breather.
Make some noise! Look who's coming to the court. Come on, get up and get loud for your Pelicans dance team.
And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Zion Williamson.
Yeah, and it's not surprising. He's really going after defense inside throughout the entire game. And just showing the D no mercy whatsoever. They constantly were feeding him the ball, clearing out, and letting him do his thing.
Hey, these fans love him so much, and when he gets it going, they respond. The crowd's energy fueled his performance. Here's Graham. Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Ingram. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. That's on Mikal Bridges.
Ingram adding more muscle and a little more moxie each and every year.
For your Pelicans, Brandon Ingram. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And he sinks the second. Here's Paul. It's Bridges on the wing. Pass to Aiden. Back to Bridges. From downtown. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Valanciunas has got 7 rebounds in the game.
Wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
Here's Williamson. The shot misses. Nice D from Bridges. Graham against Crowder. Ayton, a screen on Valanciunas. Paul against Williamson. And here's Crowder from the arc. The Pelicans pull it in. Williamson's got 9 rebounds now. Bridges against Ingram. Shoots over Bridges. And again, no good by New Orleans. Phoenix has gotten 1 of 3 to fall from downtown here in the 4th. Booker against Valanciunas. Now here's Booker. The D's right on him. He got a piece of it. And he gets it back. And the whistle on the shot. Got some contact there. Misses the shot, but he'll shoot 2. And the foul called on the New Orleans Pelicans.
Booker has been accused of having some empty stats before, but mostly because the teams weren't winning. You can see now that the talent has always been there, and the winning's coming along with it.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Booker. Booker showed he still puts up numbers when his team is a legit contender, Brent.
Well, he's always been a gifted scorer, and now him learning about the value of both ends of the floor, that's been amazing growth from Devin Booker.
Both free throws good from Booker.
So much talk about Booker and missing the playoffs in 2020, but those 8 games in the bubble, the team he was on did not lose, really established a lot of confidence and a hunger to play that kind of way in the next season.
Now here's Ingram. Williamson with a screen on Bridges. Ooh, Ayton with the block. They recover it. Counted from distance. Valanciunas has got 11 in the second half.
Yeah, the awareness and the natural playmaking ability starting to show up in Zion's play.
Graham against Paul. Here's Bridges. Valanciunas with a rebound.
That's not going to make you a favorite target of your teammates. They'll think twice about feeding you if you're going to keep missing layups.
Ingram against Bridges. And he lobs it up. And Williamson throws it down.
It really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff.
Phoenix.
I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in
Who
hand.
wants a t-shirt? I can't hear you. Make some noise. All right, look who's coming to the court. Come on, get up and get loud for your Pelicans dance team. Pelicans fans, your Pelicans dance team.
Some changes for New Orleans. Hayes is checked in for Williamson. Temple comes in for Alexander Walker. And it's Satoransky in for Graham. And the Suns will go for a different look here. McGee, he's checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Kaminsky comes in for Crowder. Johnson, he's checked in for Bridges. And Payne is subbed in for Paul. A minute 31 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Pass to Payne. And I think we're all giving more attention to health and well-being. Grant, anything the league can do better to protect player health?
Well, I know they've tried to cut down on travel and minimize back-to-backs, but at the end of the day, you're playing 41 road games and 41 home games. That's what it is. It's a marathon. It's going to be hard, and it's an endurance race. And so, yeah, maybe reducing regular season games, but I'm not sure that's an option. So sometimes you just got to grind it out and get through it and hope for the best for your ball club. And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Pelicans.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
And with another win in the bag, they've racked up 46 total on the year.
And it's clear who the better team is. They sweep the 4-game season series, just dominating them.
And no question this was a team effort, but you have to love how big a night this was for Jonas Valanciunas.
I just loved his defense. He took pride in swatting away a bunch of shots tonight and made his impact felt.
Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Valanciunas finds Ingram. Valanciunas with a screen on Johnson. Ingram, the pass to Valanciunas. Good work defensively by Kaminsky. Outside Payne. And so New Orleans takes this one by a large margin. We saw two different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
And we'll see you next
And now let's check in with Allie LaForce with the player of the game. Allie.
Zion, this is a team with some outstanding young players with complementary skills. How do you see yourself fitting in?
I think I fit in very well. I think I'm a very versatile player. So you can throw me out there with any group, and I'm going to put up, do something to contribute. And I think we're a very unselfish team, so that plays a big part to it.
And any group would be happy to have you. Thanks, Zion.
All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.